Hi friends, I'm Mitch Weber, a University of Missouri Extension Master Gardener, and I'm chatting today with the North Carolina Tomatoman himself, Craig LeHoullier. Craig, thanks for joining us today.
Hey Mitch, and hey everybody, this is fun. Let's go for it and have a great chat.
Excellent. Okay, so today we're going to talk about low acid tomatoes. You know, right now I'm kind of preparing to plant my garden for the spring. You know, I've been spending a little bit of time in garden centers, and, you know, some of the farmers markets are still going out there. And the one thing that I've been seeing a lot of is low acid tomato seeds. So what kind of varieties should I look for when I'm looking at seeds like that?
Well, unfortunately, and maybe mysteriously, it's not that there are actually low acid tomatoes. In fact, the USDA did this wonderful test back in the 1960s to investigate this. And it turns out that they tested hundreds of varieties. The pH range, and pH being a measure of tomato acidity, is like that. And so what we have is this mixture of colors and shapes and sizes that all have the same acidity, but they have wildly varying sugar contents. So when you think of honey, very acidic. In fact, just as acidic as tomatoes, honey tastes sweet. So those tomatoes that taste sweet have high sugar, and the tomatoes that taste acidic have the same acidity level, but they just have a very low sugar content.
Okay, so some tomatoes taste pretty tart and others, like,
Yeah,
I mean, and I know from experience, taste pretty
sure.
sweet, but they all really have about the same acid content.
Right around pH 4.2 to 4.4. And the only real exception is if you let tomatoes get really, really super ripe, then the pH will start to creep up a little bit, but they're not particularly nice to eat anyway. Overripe tomatoes are kind of mushy and yucky.
Absolutely. First. And probably this is
Yeah,
another myth to bust, basically, but, you know, I've
yeah.
been told by friends, and I feel like my dad, when he was alive, he would tell me about how the low acid tomatoes, you can just pick them out because they're pale or yellow
Yeah,
or even pink.
yeah. And so what's happened is farmers markets, based on probably urban legends or things handed down with families or people that claim, well, I can't eat that tomato because it makes me sick because it's high in acid. They've developed this view that a tomato that's pale colored, yellow, white, pink, must be lower in acid because it's those big red beefsteaks that really tasted acidic. But again, it's the sugar content. Now, what's really nice about this is that when you're a canner, it means if you grow 150 types, any color, shape, and size, you can can them all together without any concern of harm coming from spoilage as long as you follow the blue book or, add your lemon juice or citric acid. Two that I have here that I canned a few years ago, I decided to go predominantly yellow in this quart, and I decided to go predominantly red in that quart. And I've canned all green, all white. They're all the pH, and they're beautiful. So if you like to cook, you can be really creative with making white tomato sauce and yellow soups and things like that. Now we got to do something about the farmers markets. They have all these misleading signs everywhere. If it helps them sell their product, all good and well. Now, in Raleigh, they were sick of me going up to the places and saying, that sign, why don't you say high sugar tomatoes?
Okay. All right. Well, we appreciate it. You know what? We are going to try our best to spread the word
Yeah,
about the idea of that low acid tomatoes. It's just a myth, and it's all about the higher sugar content, and that just
yeah.
makes them a little bit less acidic. So
Wonderful. Well, I'll do it. You do it. Maybe together we'll see if we can beat this one back a little bit. But I doubt it. People love to sustain their myths, and that's fine. Anything that gets people to grow healthy food, I'm all for it.
absolutely. I love it. All right. For more tomato growing facts and tips, watch Craig's All Tomato Overview webinar on this channel, or you can catch him on his website that is across your screen. And you can also follow him on Instagram at NC Tomatoman. And
Yes, join me in the garden. Probably starting in a month, I'll be out there probably weekly. 45 minutes showing you what I'm growing and taking your questions. Just keep building this great community of gardeners all over the world, and um, things will be great.
Excellent. I love that. And you'll be out in the garden probably a month or so before we're out in the garden. So
Yes.
it'll be good motivation for us.
Yeah, somebody who actually identified me to do that talk for your Master Gardener group is someone, Ginny, who has been watching my Instagram lives, and the connections are just wonderful. So, I take all questions. I don't practice anything. Just pop in and quiz me, and I'll help you discover something new about how to grow tomatoes.
Okay. I love it. Well, I will see you in the garden then.
Thanks, Mitch. See you too, and thanks, everybody.